Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Legends of Tomorrow, episode 102, titled Pilot Part 2, which premiered on the CW Thursday, January 20th, 2016. Sorry for the late posting. I had something unexpected come up, so hence this delay. But I'm here to talk about the episode now, so let's get started. Just also a reminder, I watch Arrow, watch Flash, that's pretty much it. So all my thoughts, predictions are based off what I see on the screen, as well as what I know from the two previous shows connected to this one. So no comic book knowledge from me. So with that out of the way, let's get started. 10-minute clock, and let's go. Something new we learned in this episode. We are still in the year 1975. We travel from Norway to the States in between the two, but we're still stuck in 1975. And in Norway, where they had intel from Professor Boardman about a possible sighting of Vandal Savage, turns out he's actually running an arms deal auction there, with a very surprise appearance by current Arrow villain Damien Dark, who is played by the same actor, so he hasn't aged a bit from the looks of it. So there's questions in itself right there. So anyways, the team tries to go undercover, tries to do their own way of things, not taking the advice or leadership of Rip Hunter, who is the Time Master out of all of them, and things go awry very quickly. And in the midst of all that, we have some misplaced technology, which is basically some parts of Ray's suit get left behind, which causes a very bad domino effect once Vandal Savage gets a hold of it. So now their new mission is to retrieve it and set at least that part of the timeline back into place. Now, while that's being done, we have Carter and Kendra trying to figure out their first past life, their first lives, where it all began with Vandal Savage, and trying to figure out a way to kill him. And they come up with the idea that the knife that was used to hurt all three of them yet kill the couple is what they need, just like how they needed the Staff of Horus in the crossover event to stop Vandal this first time. So now they're trying to get the knife and then use it on Vandal Savage, but it has some very, very bad, dire consequences. So there's that. And because of it, we have many temporal timeline screw-ups for the team in many different aspects, but they're all trying to fix that. And a little fun added notion to it all, while trying to find Ray's missing tech, Professor Stein, or Dr. Stein, gets a blast from his personal past when he has to go and confront and indirectly get help from his younger self. So that's kind of funny. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode? It would have to be Carter Hall's death. That's right, Hawkman is killed by Vandal Savage in this episode, and it's only the second episode, so it's like, what happened? How did that? Apparently, when Carter tried using the knife against Vandal Savage, it didn't do anything. Apparently, it has to be Kendra to use it against Vandal because of the whole lover-love triangle dynamic thing. Apparently, Vandal Savage is in love with Shiara, and it has to be her that kills him with the knife or something like that. I don't know, but they made it very clear, and even Rip Hunter confirms that Kendra has to be the one to kill Vandal Savage. And since Rip Hunter confirms it at the very end after Carter is already killed, I thought that was very bad timing. I was like, shouldn't you tell the team that before they went to face Vandal? So that was an issue there. But moving on, top 3 favorite moments. It has to be all the fight scenes. They were bigger, they were more explosive, they were everywhere. You got to see all the different team members at their best. You got to see Sarah kicking butt with her skills that she learned with League of Assassins. You have Firestorm flying around and blasting things. Same thing with Ray in his Atom suit. You got Hawkman and Hawkgirl flying around together and kicking butt. And then you have Heatwave and Captain Cold fighting side by side with their respective weapons. And it's just like they're all fighting their own fight, and yet all together it's one big massive exploding pandemonium of fist fights and stuff. It was really, really epic, and that kept happening repeatedly. You see it at the auction, the arms auction. You see it outside Vandal Savage's house. I just really like it. It definitely stepped up with all the fight choreography. It's just fantastic. And next for a moment, it's all the different team ups that we actually got to see in this mission. This time we got to see Professor Stein, Sarah, and Jax going to the university to meet up and retrieve something from the younger Dr. Stein. So there's that team up. And then you got another team up, which is Captain Cold, Heatwave, and Ray Palmer trying to steal the weapon they need to kill Vandal Savage, only to realize that it's Vandal Savage who has the weapon. So you got a little bit of a bonding, maybe some respect being exchanged between the three differing minds, but you definitely see quite an interesting dynamic between them. And then you have the reincarnated couple, Kendra and Carter, trying to work out a way to get access to their first set of memories and try to figure out the secret to defeating Vandal. So I really like the different team-ups because it showed very different dynamics, and it was just fun, especially when it had Stein, Jax, and Sarah. It was very funny how they reacted to seeing the younger version of Professor Stein and how he was back then, how he interacted with his new teammates and stuff. It was amusing. Last favorite moment has to be the brief appearance of Damien Dark. I actually forgot that it was possible for him to not age, since it is 1975 and he looks the exact same thing as he does in 2016. And for a moment there, I forgot that he was involved with the League of Assassins at one point. He does know about the Lazarus Pit, and he was rivals with Ra's al Ghul, so maybe something plays into it like that, but I wasn't expecting him to pop up. So it was a fun little tidbit there. Moving on, top 3 peeved moments. Just after this episode, the way that Rip Hunter kind of summarized what they had accomplished during their little time trip, it really set up the very predictable episode setup we're going to get. From the looks of it, it's going to seem like they're going to go time travel to a specific moment in time, try to stop Vandal Savage. They're going to do something that's going to change the future drastically. Now they have to find a way to fix that. And then by the end of the episode, they do fix that, but they're nowhere closer to stopping Vandal Savage from wreaking his havoc. Just like they did in this episode. This episode, they went to the auction house to try to spot him and take him out, only to have their future technology end up in his hands. So now they have to find a way to get that back before he realizes what it truly is, and set the timeline back to what it originally was. Once doing that, they don't get anywhere closer to stopping Vandal Savage. Instead, they lose one of their team members. So I have a very bad feeling that that's going to be the setup for every episode. I hope it's not, but it makes me wonder, if that's going to be the case, then why are they going back in time? If they want to change the future, don't they risk changing their own future that got them to where they were in 2016? I mean, what if changing something in the future, which could stop Vandal Savage, inadvertently affects them and like who they are and stuff? Like we saw that today with Professor Stein's vanishing wedding ring. We saw bits of it today, but like, yeah, I don't know how they. Yeah, I'm just so confused how this whole time traveling back and forth thing to stop the past to save the future, how that could actually help them without changing their own history, with their own timelines, without changing everything that's already happened on Arrow for the last 4 years or on Flash for the last 2 years. So there's that. Plus, also, we have to keep in mind that the future that we're trying to save from Vandal Savage in here, it has to still exist in the realm that we see on the Flash when they time travel, with the Reverse Flash coming in, because apparently Eobard Thawne is born in 2155 or something like that. I definitely have to double check that year, but if that's the case, that's only 11 years off of the whole destruction of the future caused by Vandal Savage. So it's like they really have to keep in mind and keep all the timelines straight in regards to this show specifically, and to make sure it doesn't disrupt, and there goes the time, and they have to make sure it doesn't disrupt anything that's already happened on the 2 respective shows that preceded it. So I guess the peeve here is just whether or not they could get out of the predictability of the episode setups without messing up the timelines that have already been established with the 2 preceding shows. So that's it. Pretty long. Didn't mean for it to get that long. Another peeve moment, though, was how quickly Vandal Savage realized that the team was from the future. I mean, not everybody would assume time travel. I mean, yeah, he's immortal and everything, but are you automatically going to think they're from the future? Or they're from a different time period? They're from a different era? It's like, no, I thought that it would take him... I thought it would take more encounters for Vandal Savage to figure it out. Like, maybe they go to the 1970s, and then they go to the 1960s, and then, they go to the 1980s, but then the 80s versions remembers the 60s and 70s encounters, and then after they went to the 60s, then the 70s version that they did encounter remembers that, and it's just, yeah. It's just, it seemed pretty fast that he found out. And it's just, it didn't seem like it fit for me for some reason. I don't know. What will I remember most about this episode? The fact that Carter died. I wasn't expecting that, especially with him being a main character that we just not only met, but he is he's very important in the origin story of Vandal Savage and this immortality and the reincarnation thing going on between him and Kendra. So I was very surprised that he died, which brings me to random questions. And it's my only one at this moment, but if Carter Hall is really dead, does that mean he's truly gone? Because we are on a time travel show, and he is the reincarnated character. So does that mean we may see Carter Hall, but maybe not Carter Hall himself, like maybe the past lives of him, or the other reincarnated versions of him as we travel throughout time? Or is this truly it? And if they do time travel, I don't get why they can't time travel back so that they can save him, since they kind of need him. I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comments below. But predictions very quickly, it's not much, but based off the promo for episode 103, a repeat of the simple mission statement they have, although they get complicated results once again. And it turns out they may possibly disrupt the timeline. Again, don't know how this time, but it seems like it might be more drastic in terms of the butterfly effect, maybe? Don't know. And if you hear that right now, that might be the fire drill going on a test run. Do apologize for that. So quickly, though, hang on. Yeah, hey, sorry for the pause. Apparently they were doing a fire drill testing, and that's what the ringing in the background is what you heard. But I was almost done. So, an overall prediction that I have is that we may see another version of Carter Hall. Probably another past life. Maybe he gets recruited on the team, but I think we are not done seeing the actor. So hopefully that's true, because it would suck if one half of the reincarnated couple is no more. And yeah, so that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? What did you like about it? Did you have your own theories or observations you want to share? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it for sure. Let's get this conversation going. And predict what we think is going to happen next, or where we think this whole time travel thing is going to be, or how it could affect the other two shows for sure. I'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and to check out my other videos just to pass the time if you want, if you haven't. Maybe we have more shows in common, so there's that. Also, if you want more news about Legends of Tomorrow, I try to reblog everything that I come across through my Tumblr page, so link for those will be down below. I try to organize it as best I can, so sneak peeks, web clips, promos, episode synopses, GIFs, quotes, anything like that. Tumblr's the spot to go. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Once again, sorry for the delay for this posting, but hopefully we'll be on time next week. But I hope you do tune in next week to see what I have to say next. So until then, this is Mel wishing you all a great week, great day, wherever you are, and be safe. Bye for now.